Officer Day, would you open the courtroom for me, please?
The state of Michigan 36th District Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge David F. Robinson Jr. presiding. Court is now in session. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Mr. Rusin?
Hello, Judge. How are you?
I'm well. I don't see you on my docket this morning.
Well, that's a good thing because I filed a consent judgment. And so with that being said, I will see you at 11 o'clock for another matter.
Okay, we'll see you at 11.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good day. Okay. Your name is Kenneth Thomas?
Yes.
All right, let's get Mr. Burke here. Mr. Burke,
Hello, Your Honor. Thank you.
you're in an office for a change instead of a car?
I am not in my car. You spotted it. Yes.
Let's call your file. We're on the
Thank you.
record calling 2314280 Beaumont Health versus Kenneth Thomas. Date and time for what appears to be our first pretrial. Gentlemen, your respective appearances.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hal Burke, P69068, attorney for Beaumont Health on this case.
And what is your name, sir?
Kenneth Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, is it your intention to represent yourself in this matter?
No, George Sirkin supposed to represent me.
I'm sorry?
George Sirkin.
Have you retained this lawyer?
Yes, he's supposed to be on the Zoom call.
And what's this lawyer's name?
George Sirkin.
Say the last name again. Sirki?
Sirkin.
Sirkian.
Yes.
I don't see him as of now, but I'll put you guys then back in the waiting room because apparently it's counsel on the way.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We are on the record calling file number 23240-100 Mesa Thompson versus Beanstalk Real Estate. Could I have your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Crystal Rappoon appearing on behalf of Beanstalk Real Estate Solutions.
You a member of the State Bar of Michigan?
I am.
You probably have a P number.
I do. It's 61701.
And what is your name, ma'am? What is your name, ma'am?
Oh, I'm
My name is
sorry.
No, I got you, counsel. I'm looking for the plaintiff.
Got it.
Me.
Yes.
My
you-
name is Mason Thompson.
All right. Let me start off, ma'am, with some procedural information here.
Okay.
This claim, you started in small claims. And it
Yeah.
was, as is the right of the defendant, removed to the general civil docket. I want you to understand that the rules in small claims are very different than the rules in general civil where we are now. In general civil, you have to follow the rules of evidence, Michigan court rules, rules of civil procedure, and the case law. That's not required in the small claims division. In small claims, the rules of evidence, except privilege, do not apply. They do apply in general civil. So what I'm trying to say to you is that the general civil, which is where you are now, is much more formal than the small claims proceeding where you elected to start your lawsuit. So having said that, I want to say, first of all, you have an absolute constitutional right to represent yourself, even though you're in general civil now instead of small claims. However, what you do not have is a right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that are binding on the lawyer are binding on you. And you will not be heard to say, I don't know the rules. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to suggest to you is that you get a lawyer. But again, like I said, you have an absolute right to represent yourself. So this is our first pretrial. What is your lawsuit about, ma'am?
My lawsuit is about I was overcharged $300 per rent for 10 months. Well, now it's 12 months under the Affordable Housing Program Beanstalk Real Estate Solution offers. I want to be rewarded a refund of my overpaid rent for each month. It was overpaid. And well, this was before I wanted to be charged the appropriate amount moving forward. According to the property rent website, to qualify for a $900 a month rental rate, your annual income cannot exceed $37,000 a year, and to qualify for a $1,200 a month rate, your annual income cannot exceed over $50,000. My income is below $37,000, and I'm being charged a rental rate for an income of $50,000. So I didn't have access to any of these rental rates when I signed the lease or when I signed the application. There wasn't even a website up for me to see it. So I was given the wrong rental rate when qualification for a lease was happening. The dispute happened on October 13th when I brought it up to, I believe it's my property manager, Sarah. No solution was given. And yeah.
Let me hear from counsel.
So Your Honor, in this case, I don't even want to get into all those details. We just maintain she has the wrong party. Beanstalk Real Estate Solutions is just the property manager, and they weren't the property manager when the lease was entered into. Their property management agreement didn't even start till July 1st of 2022. And so she just needs to sue the landlord.
Okay. All right, then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to open your written discovery. And if you have dispositive motions, you need to get started with them. I'm going to give you guys a return date. The return date with me will be May 16th at 10 o'clock. I'll open your written discovery as of today. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
I don't think so, Your Honor. I'll go ahead and file a motion for summary. And Mesa, while we have you on the phone, I own Beanstalk as well, and I'm their counsel. So we'll reach out. We'll see if we can try to resolve something to save everybody a little bit of time and get the landlord involved properly.
Okay.
So I do have a question. I do apologize for interrupting. When I filed the papers, Beanstalk Real Estate Solutions and Kirchville Associations, LLC, the landlord is on the documents. So I'm not really sure what you mean by.
What she's saying is that you sued the wrong party. That's what she's saying.
But they're both on there. So
again, we're not talking about the merits of the case. I'm trying to explain to you what she just said.
Okay.
If you guys will see again, May 16th, you want me to put you in the chat room? Is that useful or not?
I don't think so for now.
All right, then let's not do it then.
Yeah.
May 16th at 10 o'clock, your written discovery is open. Anything else we can accomplish today?
Yeah, I do have another question. I do apologize. Chat room is just like another breakout room here for me and Crystal to work out our solution, or no?
Yeah, but she's not interested in doing it, so there's no point in doing it.
Okay.
with all due respect, the only reason I don't want to do that is because I don't represent the landlord.
Yeah,
So,
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, May 16th at 10 o'clock. Your written discovery is now open. Thank you both for coming in. We're
Thank
off
you.
the record. Hello?
Hi, good morning,
Good
Judge.
morning. What is your name, ma'am?
My name is Monique Dunbar.
Okay, can you hang on for just a second? I think I have your opponent.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, I think I have your opponent. Hang on.
Okay.
Ms. Francis,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. We are on the record. This is 2314160, Midland Credit Management versus Monique Dunbar. Could I have appearances, please?
Good morning. Najat Francis on behalf of Plaintiff's Attorney of Record P72322.
And tell us your name, ma'am, please.
Monique Dunbar.
Ms. Dunbar, is it your intention to represent yourself in this matter?
Yes,
You have an absolute constitutional right to do that. What you do not have is to write your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that are binding on Ms. Francis are binding on you. And you will not be heard to say you don't know the rules. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
Okay. So what is this dispute about?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Ms. Francis? What's happening?
Your Honor, this is for a web bank finger hut credit card.
Okay.
Plaintiff did not get a copy of defendant's answer. And then Ms. Dunbar had called and set up payments of $50 per month, but no, the consent judgment has not been signed. And she hasn't made a payment this month, so I don't know if that's her, if she's proceeding
right.
with her payments or not.
This is what, and I will send you a copy of the answer.
Thank you.
She says that she's writing the court to inform that she has made an agreement to make payments with Dan Mannion in the amount of $50 a month. So that's where we are. So what I will do is, do you have anything in writing from them, Ms. Dunbar? Or this is
I
just a
sure,
verbal agreement?
I sure do. I have a receipt for my payment for March the 6th. I received notice in the mail that I had a court date for April, so I did not make my April payment because I had this court date. I did speak with Midland. I have a copy of my receipt via email, and also they mailed me out a receipt. And I also wrote the court and I addressed you, Judge, with this information, and I sent a copy of this information. I am in compliance to get this debt behind me. And I just wanted to come to court today because I did make those arrangements, but I was really confused on why I had this court date when I made the March payment, and I was just confused.
Once the lawsuit is started, the lawsuit is continued until it's dismissed or settled. Neither one of those things have happened. That's why you're in court today. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open your written discovery. I'm going to give you a return date. Your return date with me will be May 16th, at 10 o'clock. Ms. Francis, I will send out a copy of the answer that was filed on behalf of the defendant in this matter. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
Could I go into a breakout room with her and maybe get her email address to get the
Yeah,
paperwork?
I can do that. So I'm gonna
Thank
see
you.
you guys again, May 16th at 10 o'clock. It'll be on Zoom like today. And your written discovery is now open. I'll put you guys in the chat room.
Thank you.
Assuming I can make.
And we can leave after that, Your Honor?
Yes, yeah, unless you sell the case and you, doesn't seem like you'll be coming back, so.
Okay,
thank
can I
you.
continue to make the payments?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll speak to you in the
We'll talk
breakout
to you about
room.
that, but if you have an agreement, you should honor it, for sure.
Yes.
5. Go ahead and hit join. All right. All right. Mr. Fay,
Morning, Your Honor.
I don't have your opponent as of yet. I
Okay.
just want to let you know I knew you were here and I wasn't ignoring you. So
Perfect.
we'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Back to the waiting room. All right. So we're gonna turn on some music.
So it turns out I'm representing myself.
I'm sorry.
That it turns out that I'm representing. Can you hear me?
No, you blacked out.
I said I'm representing myself.
That's not what you told me earlier.
Yeah, I thought George was gonna be on a Zoom call with me, but I just talked because my mom is his secretary, but she told me no, he won't be on. I
Let's move
apologize.
forward. This is file 2314280, Beaumont Health versus Kenneth Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hal Burke, P69068, attorney for Beaumont Health on this case.
Your name again, sir?
Kenneth Thomas.
All right. Court's going to open written discovery in this matter. Your return date with me will be May 16th at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
You're going to get a lawyer, have him file the appearance. The appearance is a document by which the attorney says he or she will represent you. And until they file that appearance, you are not being represented by anyone. You, of course, have an absolute constitutional right to represent yourself. What you do not have is a right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that are binding on Mr. Burke are binding on you, and you will not be heard to say, I don't know the rules. Do you understand that?
Yes.
May 16th at 10 o'clock, gentlemen, your written discovery is now open. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
Your Honor, would you consider a breakout room? Although I don't want to talk to him directly, if he's considering hiring an attorney, I'm a little, maybe as you are,
I think we'd be
confused.
better off without, until that issue is resolved. I think it's better safe than sorry.
I agree. Thank you.
All right, May 16th at 10 o'clock on Zoom, gentlemen, like today. Let's be safe out there. Thank you for coming in.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Off the record.
866-909-9735. Okay, now, Ron made my pledge, and then, since he wanted to vote for his favorite three composers, he sent me an email. You can do that too, because there's not really a place online to vote for your favorite composer. You can do it at our phone number for Eastern. But you can also send an email to me, at And anyway, okay, so Ron sent me inputs, which were, his three favorite composers: Gershwin, Johann Sebastian, 32, and then number 1, Beethoven. So, breaking news now: Beethoven and Mozart tied again, tied 52 votes each. From our listener favorite. So, yeah, I mean, it just doesn't get any good. Than this, and then this is pretty exciting. It's tied once again. Beethoven is out for a pretty comfortable lead. Mozart rallied, and then pulled ahead this morning by a couple of votes. Beethoven has rounded himself, and we're back in the tie. Beethoven. So, yeah, it's up to you. Oh, very cool. Elizabeth, good morning. Elizabeth, great was. Thank you for calling in this morning. We heard from Martha and Eric in Ann Arbor. Thank you. And they took they don't make sense of doing thank you. It's without much sense. I say easy things here. So thank you so much. And Leslie in Ferndale, she's voted. See, it's constantly changing. And she says Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. What? Yeah. Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart. One, two, three. So there you go. So yeah, again, we're the trading this morning. I feel like we're doing the evidence discovery. Who's on first? Yeah. So there you are. And you're voting, and you're letting us know what your favorites are, and this is great. Glad that we're doing this here during our spring membership drive. It's easy to vote. Call the number 866-909-9725. Peter mentioned also send an email here at WRCJ, and you can also make a note when you go to our website and make a pledge there at WRCJFM.org. My first classical albums. This is such a great collection. 9 singles set. And if you want to introduce
we are on the record calling file number 22201-065, LVNV funding versus Eric Cox. By a notice dated March 27th, 2023, and sent to the parties on that date, this matter is set for pretrial today, April 18th at 10 o'clock. It's now after 10:30. Could I have your appearance, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. It's Craig Fay, P81401 on behalf of plaintiff LVNV funding.
Plaintiff has appeared. Defendant has failed to appear. No good cause for that failure having been shown. The default of the defendant is hereby entered. We'll send that on out to you today, sir. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Be safe.
You too.
It doesn't. It's not a favorite. It's like the best. That's your Mozart, play guy with his violin and his blue red outfit. That's yours for the $40. Pretty good for the event. They'd be 160 because separately, 100 best Mozart recordings, and the final deal Mozart figure, but we're going to discount them on the 50. 866-909-9725. Yvonne just sent me an email and said, I didn't vote when I called in yesterday. I forgot to, but here's my favorite account. They can send me an email. P-Worth@UPTV.org. Okay, here's her 3 favorites, starting from number 3, Schubert, and number 2, Mozart, number 1. Yeah. So again, we're tied. We stays tied up. Mozart and Beethoven. tied up at 53 votes each. Bach is gaining, Tchaikovsky doing well, Medicine, Vivaldi, Chopin, and others are making a strong showing. 866-909-9725. Make your gift to WRCJ with your three favorite producers. They tell what they like, they have it for. Yes, good Beethoven, the Leonore Overture number one in C major. We talked about this before. Beethoven struggled to come up with a suitable overture to this one and only opera fidelia, which originally he did call it in work. And he kind of fussed with this and fussed with it, wrote 4 overtures in all. Eventually, I don't know if he was finally satisfied with the last one, the alien overture, which was from 1814 production. But yeah, he came up with 3 other overtures, and the Leonore Overture number one, which we just played, was actually the second one that he wrote. And they kept fooling him, but that was Beethoven, wasn't it? I mean, there's pictures, there's evidence of his sketches. He would kind of ideas and reject them and change things around. He was always, he was kind of a master musical tinkerer in odd ways. Yeah, but never been satisfied with what he has accomplished. Pretty basic. Yeah, he was always kind of, taking around his scripts and it's like, oh, yeah, this is how I'm gonna do that. voice. That's no good. Get rid of that. There you go. Get rid of that. No, it's like, you can see it, you know, if you ever see pictures of some of his musical, and his composition notebooks, and early scores and stuff, where you just kind of scribble. Yeah. But the amazing thing is that when you see, and his penmanship was not so hard. If you look at Mozart, or actually the really elegant penmanship is fine. You could almost to this day actually play from some of Bach's handwritten manuscripts. That's how careful it was, and he had like good penmanship, right? In the music copying class, I think. Right. Yeah, Beethoven's. He was all over the page. But Mozart didn't do, from what I understand, he didn't do a lot of revisions. No, it came out of Mozart's head. He had it all written down. Wrote it down. Perfect. Also beautiful penmanship. We won the penmanship award. I see a couple of years after Bach. Well, there was a lot of things in moving on that day is that were not correct, including the fact that Salieri was not an angry actor, but was married with kids. Right. And one of the things that was true was when his wife was showing, right, you don't see, the manuscripts, and they said, well, where are the originals? Where are the originals at? It's hard. Decided just looking at these perfectly copied schools. Yeah, he's very down. It's like nuts that he was able to do it and actually have a conversation with you and like right out of the first 5 minutes part. While he's talking to you, remembering what all of Vernon that's incredible. Right. Didn't get any sharps or flats in the moment. He got all the extra right. That's what nobody back in the front was saying, like, excuse me, is that Mozart? Is that you can bar 7? Is that supposed to be it? No, they were all perfect. Buddy, I'm playing this piece of music by a recent composer, and he's calling, and it's for and he's calling for a low E in the pedal. And obviously, this particular composer remains nameless. Forgot to look at his theory book because that note is actually not on my instrument. I've got to play it an octave higher because I can whistle. Good track. Yeah. Hey, good morning to William in Ypsilanti. Thank you for calling in. And Felicia in Manchester Hills. Thank you so much for calling 866-909-9725 as we continue not only our spring membership drive and remind you of your importance of RCK and your contributions, but keeping track, asking people to vote for their favorite composers, and we go back and forth here. Mozart, Mozart back to although, I am glad to say that for the first time today, we got Hildegard on board, and we haven't done it on Hildegard. I am still waiting for, I'm going to tell you, that I'm waiting for Nicholas Dubini and maybe Georg Lufa. There has to be organists out there. Yes, but what about Georg Lufa? This guy, he's big. Yeah, just put on all the outwork and charge for it. That's what we do. Such an organist. I said, it's like we have in our own little kind of, our own little universe. 866-909-975. It's almost 5 pages. Right. Yeah. It's gonna rattles you. Madalena was Bach, Mozart. Okay, so he moves into the lead by 1, and George Enescu. Interesting choice. One of Romania's greatest all-time classical musicians. And I lose George Enescu. Very good. And then, Carrie made a pledge, and then she sent me an email with her 3 favorite composer notes. Vivaldi, Camisa sounds, and Beethoven back into, say, a tie. Yeah. Keep those calls coming in this morning. I'll check that Peter's going on to the leaderboard here. Keeping track of it for you. This is, it's been a lot, you're really getting an aerobic workout here. I have to admit it right now. 866-909-9725. Why not get one of our great thank you gifts? Maybe a WRCA Eco bag. When you go to the store, they say paper or plastic. You say, no, thank you. I've got it covered. I have the WRCA Eco tote bag. I mean, these bags are really sturdy, and they're going to hold about 2 to 3 times what you would be able to hold in a paper bag. And I'm not even talking about this. It was kind of like we're with plastic bags like this. I don't get that. And I wish they would phase those out. And a lot of times they use them, of course, at the drugstores too. And you buy like a little stick of deodorant and they put it in a plastic bag. You go, no, I'll just take this along with me, along with my good employees. I don't need a separate bag for the good employees. So, yeah, and you won't either with the WRCK equipment bag. Membership $30. Check it out. Did a couple of them because when you go shopping, you can do a Volt trip with just those 2 bags. $5 a month is a sustaining member. $866-909-9725. What's music? What do you think? I like it. Here's something I'll be working on. Might be played. Maybe he's on the board. He's on the board. He's on the radio right now. There's music in Prokofiev. Yeah, that's how that is, but it's, you know, like a surprise. Oh, this ends the symphony number 5 in D flat major. I love Prokofiev's music because there's kind of a world of styles in his music. You know, you can tell he began with his classical symphony, was kind of an homage to the Mozart and Haydn. I think stylistically, he went through a lot of changes in his musical career. Again, two of the Prokofiev symphonies, well worth a chance to sit and listen. And that's why we love playing this wide range of music for you each and every day that we can enjoy together. Some pieces you'll know well, they're old favorites, and others are wonderful sonic surprises. So thank you for letting us be here on the radio each and every day. I'm Dave Biker here with Peter York. 866-909 is our telephone number, and people are calling in and voting. Peter, Dave, it's going great today on this midday music plan. So thanks for staying over late and helping out here to play the music and tell the stories and rally people to help raise the money to support the station. Timothy from Arbor and Terry from Saline, who just made mention that the RCJ and Jan from Center Line. Thank you very much for your gift to WRCJ.org. Just got a message from Dennis, who voted for his 3 favorite composers. Dennis says his 3 favorites today are George Gershwin, WWC, and Wade Conner. Very good. Well, other Ron Winston, yeah, we both on those. Hey, good morning to Daniel of the track. I love the fact that people will give us on air comments. So Daniel is very involved as an active choral singer. He writes 3 favorite composers are the ones we don't know because they're no longer here and because we don't know who wrote the music. Yes, yeah, you think of folk songs and how these folk songs are think of great soloists, some of which are anonymous. He said, my on-air comments is that I listen every day and particularly like the jazz at night. It really helps me understand. So thank you, Daniel. Thanks for being with us during the day, our classical days, and for jazz in the evening. Glenn, good morning to you. Glenn is from Wyandotte, Michigan. He called in this morning with his effects. He got a little contribution here to WRCJ. Tony in Taylor called and see on my computer. That's beside. I wanted to read a comment here. And so nice to hear from Jan. Jan, a long time listener to WRCJ who listens online. She lives in this Valence Village complex in McCormick, South Carolina. And oh wow, Jan, yeah, she's out there, and she knows especially like I said, my 3 favorite composer are 3 most of people. Whoa, and I'm gonna count down. Oh, okay, we got to do it, Jan, but hey, I want to thank you. She said all the Detroiters living in Savannah because listen to WRC online streaming. Yeah, there's a lot of places we take it for granted because we're here with you each and every day. We take it for granted that wherever you live in the United States, there's a classical music station. Over on prayer. That is not true. And I think about one of the former stations that I was associated with, TMI in Miami, which is gone. It was the classical station there for years. Actually, originally first put on the air in 1972 by the Hialeah racetrack. That's a true story. And then the station was classical from like 1973 until 1997, which was the year after the big change of the telecommunications bill, and all of the commercial classical stations, including WQRS in Detroit, went bye-bye because the prices of the stations just shot up so much, not because people weren't listening in. So it became, the work of public stations like WRC, listener-supported stations, non-commercial stations. to take up the cause of the claims 2 minutes after 11 o'clock by the way, this is spring membership campaign going really well in this last hour. We made it a goal thanks to all your calls and clicks. And thanks to your call, Tim, from Ann Arbor today, we voted. Those are these phone-in places are given by some of our volunteers, and they're
Mr. Roos, good morning.
Hi, Judge. How are you today?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Oh, just fine.
Waiting for your opponents to connect to audio.
Okay.
All right, she's here now. Hello,
Hello,
what is your name?
Tamara Mitchell.
All right, Ms. Mitchell, turn the camera on. Let's get started.
Okay.
We are on the record calling file number 231419110, LVNV funding versus Tamara Mitchell. Date and time what appears to be our first pretrial. Your appearances.
Judge, may it please the court, my name is Attorney Richard Bruson. My bar number 35222. I am the attorney of record for the plaintiff.
And what is your name, ma'am?
Tamara Mitchell.
Ms. Mitchell, is it your intention to represent yourself in this matter?
Yes.
Okay, you have an absolute constitutional right to do that. What you do not have is a right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that are binding on the lawyer are binding on you, and you will not be heard to say you didn't know the rules. You understand that?
Wait a minute. Say that one more time. I'm sorry, because I want to understand.
There's one set of rules that they apply equally to you and the lawyer. If you represent yourself, if you act as your lawyer, you will not be heard to say, I don't know the rules. The rules are the rules, and they're going to apply to both of you equally.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Rusin, what's this lawsuit about?
Judge, it's a case where this is a signed debt where I'm looking at about, 30 pages of credit card statements from Macy's. The Macy's account, I think, was going to defendant, it was addressed to defendant, the same address on Cheyenne Street where she filed an answer to the complaint. I show credit card use, I show credit card payments, I show a default in payment, and that's why the case is on your day.
All right. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open your written discovery. I'm going to give you a return date. This will be a Zoom date like today. Your return date will be May 16th. May 16th is a Tuesday like today at 11 o'clock. Does that work for everybody?
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge.
May 16th
At 11 o'clock. Yes, ma'am.
at 11 a.m.
Okay. Your written discovery is now open. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
Can I ask a question?
Ma'am?
The written discovery, when you say that, can you tell me what that means?
Written discovery is your opportunity to learn about the claims and defenses of the other side. It includes such things as written questions to be answered under oath. They're called interrogatories, requests for production of documents and things, as well as requests for admissions of fact. So each side has an opportunity to use those tools. If one side serves the other side, that doesn't mean that you can't use those tools as well. So you can send out to the other side written interrogatories. You can send out requests for admissions. In fact, you can send out requests, notices for production of documents. Okay, court will see you May 16th at 11 o'clock. Anything else we could do today?
Before I rest, I will send these statements to Ms. Mitchell for her review and verification. I would encourage her to call my office any Monday through Friday between 8:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. Perhaps you can talk to my staff and maybe we can resolve it.
Okay, we'll send out a notice today. Thank you both for coming in. Let's be safe out there.
All right, thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Morning, counsel.
Good morning. How are you?
What file are you here on?
I believe it is 21-161-883.
I don't have an 883. I have an 882.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of the issue of the motion. Is it Citizens versus Diana Lee Evans?
Yes, 882.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah,
Did
that's
you
the.
get any pleadings from her in response to your motion?
No, we did not.
All right, let's call your file. We are on the record calling file number 21-161-882. Citizens Insurance Company of the Midwest versus Diana Lee Evans. This is the date and time by a notice dated March 21st, 2023. A plaintiff's motion to reinstate case number 21-161-882. Transfer the court filings to this particular file and to enter default. Could I have your appearance?
Good morning, Honor. Blake Carmichael for Plaintiff Citizens P85408.
All right, you have received no responsive pleadings from Diana Lee Evans, the plaintiff, the defendant here, sir.
That is correct.
Sir, please proceed with your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. As you noted, the first part is a motion to reinstate. We briefly talked, I believe it was before on the record, that this the court returned a summons with it was 21-161-883, and then things were filed in the wrong case. So basically, we're just trying to, pursuant to MCR 2.502, just get that reinstated and put under the correct case number, which would be 21-161-882.
Counsel, I had a chance to review your motion, and it appears that you were able to personally serve the defendant inside the time that the summons was alive. And you also filed proof of service, and it appears that you also filed an SCRA status report. Your motion to reinstate the matter is granted.
Thank you.
Continue.
And then also, this is our motion for entry of default judgment as well. As you previously noted, we were able to serve, sorry, I'm just trying to find the specific dates. We were able to personally serve her pursuant to the Michigan court rules. She was served with a default affidavit as well, just by first class mail. We have received no response, and because of the lack of response, we're asking for a total judgment in the amount of $21,905.44. And we've submitted an affidavit of the claims adjuster that breaks those expenses down as well.
The court file indicates that personal service was achieved on October 13th, 2021 by your process server, Bruce. And again, as there was no response to the pleading to your complaint. Further, it appears that on December 6, 2021, a notice of intent to dismiss was served on the defendant together with the proposed motion to correct the case number, a affidavit for and support by judgment for some certain, the military affidavit. And as I indicated, the defendant had not replied to today's pleading. Had not appeared in that file pleadings in response. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, as I indicated, I previously granted your motion to reinstate the case. And I will, because you have filed an affidavit of service, you have filed the SCRA status report, I will enter the default of the defendant. You're gonna need to motion up your default judgment.
Okay, so do you want us to refile the motion for entry of default, repress it, pay it, send it to him, and then we'll come back?
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the default today.
Okay.
I'm going to reinstate your case today. You have already filed the SCRA status report. So the only thing necessary would be for you to serve a copy of the default on the defendant along with your proposed motion for your default judgment. All set?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day. Be
Yeah, you
safe.
too. Do you need me to send you an order? I'm not sure.
What I can do is I can use the proposed order that you have. I'll strike some of it and then you can just move on from there.
Awesome. Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor. Jesse Helfand.
Good morning. Let's call the case, gentlemen. This is file number 22-198271, WE Transport LLC versus City of Detroit. Could I have your appearances, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Ibrahim Hamoud on behalf of plaintiff, We Transport.
You remember the State Bar of Michigan?
Yes, Your Honor. My
You
P number,
probably have a P number.
P number 75765.
Counsel?
Your Honor, Jesse Halfon, P 66936, representing the city of Detroit.
All right. The first thing we have is a motion to add everybody in America as a party defendant over the same $9,700 bill. I'm having a little trouble understanding why I should grant that.
Your Honor, these entities were identified as potential parties at fault here, liable here. Now, granted, when they come in, there's a chance a lot of them might not answer. This would all get worked out. Someone should take responsibility, and that's the only party that's going to be litigating the case typically.
Isn't it the obligation of the plaintiff to identify the insurer that's responsible?
Your Honor, there's a lot of case law on this topic, and ultimately it says that the plaintiff is responsible to, in the sense that they have to identify one of the insurance companies in the chain of priority. That's the only responsibility plaintiff has. Now the other part of the puzzle and game going on is that plaintiff is against the clock. Plaintiff can only go back 1 year and claim their bills. So that's why you see plaintiff attorneys kind of attaching anybody that could be liable, because if we don't, then we're going to lose it.
What is this $9,700 consist of?
Just a second here. So my understanding is it's just transportation. Let me look at the itemized bill. Okay. So this is simply transporting the patient to the medical appointments.
All right. Then how does, for example, not by way of limitation, creative bus sales get involved here? You're asking to add 1, 2, 3, 4 different parties, 2 of which are insurance carriers, 2 of which are apparently providers.
Jesse, how
this is how we do things. You have an obligation under the rules of pleadings to have a good faith basis for your pleadings. How can you have 4 separate, 3 insurers and 2 individual corporations liable for the same transportation bill?
They were pointed out to us. It's my understanding when speaking with Ashley before coming here today, is that the city of Detroit pointed them out to us. They said that these are potential entities. That's my understanding. Is that not true, Jesse?
Yes, I mean, the only reason we're here is I think whoever filed the complaint believed that this was a city of Detroit vehicle. Our administrator looked into it. It's not one of our VIN numbers. It tracked to a few other people. That's basically all I could contribute to this. We could obviously file a motion to dismiss, but it seemed that would cause as much trouble or that would create as much time for Your Honor, and the system is just agreeing to try to find the appropriate party. So we have no really opinion on this matter.
All right, counsel, this is what I'm going to do. Court rule requires me to be liberal in granting leave to amend. But I'm going to tell you in advance that if any of these parties claim that this is a spurious lawsuit, that there's no way they're liable, and they're able to demonstrate that, I'm going to impose costs. This is not the way it's supposed to be done. In fact, as I recall, it's been a while since I looked at it, doesn't the statute even provide that you can go to the circuit court, not the district court, to the circuit court and have the circuit court tell you who's responsible? Is that what the statute provides?
We could always do a deck action. However, we would have to join all parties,
Which is what you're doing here.
True. But then we would lose the 1 year back issue. We would not be able to go back later after a year or 2 years and then go and claim our bill anymore because it'd be time barred.
And you waited until the last minute because?
I don't believe we waited till the last minute. We only have a
Well, then you don't have a time period. Which is it? Are you crunched for time or not? It's a yes or no question. Because if you're not, that's one thing. If you're crunched for time.
Well, Your Honor, the bill does not become ripe until after a few months of treatment. We only have a short window.
Bill, I thought this was a transportation bill.
Right.
Transportation bill would be done when the transfer was provided and bill submitted.
Correct. So typically it takes several months to not get paid. And then you don't want to file a bill on $60. You want to wait till it's, you want to wait till a few months of treatment has been provided so that you could file a bill for something worth it, something, a little bit larger than $60 or $90. So by the time you end up getting the treatment, filing the bill, you only really have a window of like 3 months typically. You got a short window. So you're supposed to get it right. And usually we do get it right. But this time we were told, City of Detroit was the party liable for the bus? They say, well, that's not our bus. That's either one of these two companies' buses. And it also was seen that it's perhaps was insured by one of these two insurance companies.
This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to grant the motion. But I am telling you, I want this to be very clear. If any of these parties who were brought in are able to demonstrate that this is a frivolous claim against them, the amount of sanctions that I impose will probably be far in excess of the bill. This is not how litigation is supposed to be conducted. Your motion, because it is unopposed, will be granted. I give you gentlemen a new return date, and then we'll move on from there. Your return date with me will be May 16th, at 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, gentlemen?
No.
You're muted, Mr. Halford. Try it again. What do you want to say?
Just so that, I understand sometimes, I don't know how much trouble you think you're going to have, Mr. Hammoud, serving these plaintiffs. My understanding is a new summons, sometimes the third party, if it's a third party summons, does it expire after 14 days? Do you need more time than that?
These are not third party summonses. These are amended complaints.
Oh, it's just, okay, yeah.
Well, then, yeah, and then we're gonna get a summons, I assume, from the court.
You have to prepare all this, sir.
Right, correct, yep. All
I
right,
just wanted to avoid any, problem with further serving the parties. We obviously, if you think you found the right party, intend to just file a stip in order to dismiss us at that point. So
yeah,
nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Send out an order, your motion to amend your complaint is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You need to prepare and submit your second summonses for all, or your summonses, I should say, for these newly added parties. In the meantime, I'll send you gentlemen out on May 16th, 11 o'clock, pre-trial for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's be safe out here. That's going to conclude the morning call.